Hey, thanks for checking out my video today. Remember to like and subscribe to the page and just watch for some updates in the next coming weeks. I'll be trying to put up videos at least every 2 weeks or so, but we'll see how that goes. So today we're going to be working on some paint. I'm going to be painting the bumper off of this Evo 5 that's right over here. There's the bumper, it's actually done. And we'll just go through some of the steps that I took to paint this bumper successfully in my home shop area, which is where I do all of my painting. I don't go to a shop or anything like that. So takes a few extra steps, but you can be successful painting these sort of things at home. So stay tuned for the video. So today I'm working on some paint and body stuff. I have a bumper and a lip to paint. And so for myself, I do all my own paint and body. I don't send anything away to a shop. All of my stuff's done here in my home shop. And so I guess, you know, I kind of do what I can with this sort of setup. Over the years, I've devised a bunch of my own sort of methods to keep dust out of paint and to get a decent result. And so just going to show you guys a few products that I use, some of the guns that I use, and the bumper that I'm working on. So in the bodywork world, there's tons of shortcuts. I do take some shortcuts, some I don't, just depending on what kind of result I want. I'm not the type of person to look negatively at a shortcut if it works. It just depends what kind of end result that I want. So if I want something perfect, I don't take any shortcuts. If I need something done quickly, or if the result doesn't have to be perfect, then I'll take a few shortcuts, right? And so just taking a look at the lip and the bumper that I have set up here. So this lip was quite damaged. It needed a bit of body work. And so I did prime the whole thing. And the bumper here, although it wasn't in terrible shape, it did have a lot of rock chips. And so I ended up priming the whole thing. Now, a big thing for me and a suggestion that I would make that to anybody who's doing paint and body on their own, just revert to the technical data sheet of the product that you're using. So it's referred to as a TDS. It has everything on it. It has the air pressure that you're required at the gun. It has the prep suggested scratch. So the sandpaper that you're supposed to use, what grit sandpaper, all of those sorts of things is on the TDS. And so the TDS, usually a lot of paint cans, a lot of products have like a QR code that you can scan and you can get to the TDS that way. So one of the lines that I use pretty consistently is Axalta. And so that's a sealer that I use by Nason. It's an epoxy. And if you look on the can, there's it says scan for additional product information. What that does is it sends you to the website, and you just look for a link to the TDS. And take a look at the TDS. It'll tell you the application instructions, what kind of scratch you need, all those sorts of things. So I'd suggest going off of those things, and it just makes things that much easier. So what I'm going to be doing today, so I got my my bumper prepped. It's ready to go. It's not 100% perfect. Some of the areas that the lip is going to cover aren't 100%. However, again, this is about cutting corners, right? I know the lip is going to be covering some of the damage at the bottom of the bumper, so I didn't fully repair it. There's no point, right? This bumper had been in a minor collision, and so a lot of the tabs were broken off the inside of the bumper. So I had to do some repairs for that. So gluing tabs back on, all those sorts of things. So what I'm going to be doing with this bumper right now, it's in 600 grit, and I'll be doing a light coat of sealer, which if you've seen the other paint video I have up on my channel, you'll hear me drone on about how sealer is important. So I'm going to be sealing it. Then on top of the sealer, the epoxy sealers, a lot of them are what would be termed wet on wet. So you don't really have to let them completely dry. There's actually a kind of a opening. So basically what I do with the Nason one, in the environment I'm in, with the humidity that I'm in, what I can do is usually leave it to about 15-20 minutes and I can go right over top of it. And so you'd put on the sealer, which is like a primer. Then you would go directly to the color. And so I'm using a gray primer with a gray sealer, and then I'm going to a silver, so that, that'll be a great match as far as protecting against sort of any sort of like phantom lines that sort of show through paint. That'll be a very good combination. So I'll go directly to my base, and then I'll be going directly to a clear, and then we'll just see how it turns out. I may have to sand the clear a little bit, and then add what's called a flow coat if I get a lot of junk in the clear. We'll see how it pans out, and go from there. So I'll show you guys some of the steps here as we go. So now, as far as the guns I'm going to be using, so I do use more expensive guns. Some of them are not crazy expensive, but the one that I really like for clear is the Tekna Pro Light. It's by DeVilbiss. I have a lot of DeVilbiss stuff, and this is a really good gun. Up here in Canada, it's somewhere between $600 and $700 for this gun, but I only run clear through it, and it does a great job. And so I hear a lot of people online saying that if you have great skills, you can paint with anything, which is true, but I don't have great skills. So what a good quality gun does for me is it eliminates some of the mistakes that I might make with a cheaper gun, right? So the atomization and the way that this lays clear down gives me the ability to make a few mistakes and for it to not ruin the finish. So that's the advantage of buying a more expensive gun. If your skills are more, I'm certainly not a beginner, but if you're not painting every day and you don't have those reps in, but you're still fairly decent, a good quality gun will afford you the ability to make small errors and not wreck your finish. That's what it is. So now for my base coat, again going through the DeVilbiss stuff that I use. So this is what I use to lay down base. It's by DeVilbiss's Finish Line products of guns. It's called the FLG4, and I like this for base. This isn't a super high quality gun. What I would say about this one is it's more of an intermediate sort of gun. Up here it's $350 to $400 for something like this. I do clean my guns after every time I use them. I clean them. I don't leave them. I know some people leave them, but I'm not in a production shop. I'm not painting for 8 hours a day. I can see why some people don't tear their guns down every use because they have another vehicle coming in, and the pot life of some of these materials means that you can run some lacquer thinner through your gun and not have to worry about cleaning them completely. So, but for me, being a hobbyist, I do clean my stuff all the time. So, yeah, so that's those are the ones that I'll be using today, and this will be I'll be doing a base clear, and it'll be solvent based paint. All right, so first step is going to be sealing, and then we'll go right into a base and a clear. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. Okay, so sealer's been applied. It went down nice and even, and no flaws or runs or anything like that. So the next thing that we're going to be working on here is the base coat, which is going to go down next here. Okay, so where we're at now is we're done our coats of paint. It was 3 coats, and we're going to be going on to clear. So base looks good. We'll put on the clear coat, probably 2 coats of clear. right, so 3 coats of clear went on, and I didn't get any runs, so that's good. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'll let this dry overnight and start working on reassembly and move on to other parts of the car. So this is how it goes. Painting in places where you don't have a booth. That's life. So that's it, guys. Thanks for checking out the video today. Remember to like and subscribe and watch this channel for any upcoming updates in the future. I'll be trying to attend some car shows this summer as well. I'm going to be bringing in another few cars from outside of my province. Probably not Japan, but I'm going to buy a few more cars from around Canada, and they're going to be JDM cars, of course. So stay tuned for those new vehicles coming in and updates on my page here. Have a good day. Bye-bye.